So this is basically a rumor right now, but we have some actual factual news afterwards
Hmm.
about Sonic Mania, and that is, will it have cutscenes? Because a short animation loop of Sonic being blasted, but looks to be,
One of
uh,
the egg robots from the game. Yeah.
yeah, it looks basically like a mini version of Metal Robotnik from the Sonic OVA, but I digress.
Yeah.
And seems to be in the same kind of style of Sonic CD,
Hmm.
which we have a bit of news on later.
Yeah.
And the rumor is this actually a cutscene from Mania? Will Mania have 2D animated cutscenes?
The team. No, I
Which
know that. Sorry.
I would say which would be cool, but we're not. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Now, I know this from having to talk to one of the guys from Pagoda West, actually saying that the game is done in 2D first for all the in-game animation stuff, and then done again for pixelation. So I wouldn't be too surprised if this again is leaning to more. I wish and I hope this is real, unless it is just somebody's just fancy little fan animation.
I won't be surprised either. But there is two, like you said, it kind of the silhouette does kind of look like this, I guess, Mellow Robotnik.
Hmm.
But at the same time, the actual face of it, I've seen in the pictures of Mirage Saloon.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm guessing that's what it's going to be based on. That one.
Yeah, so I can only hope that this. I mean, the fanboy inside me wants to see some like original 2D animation inside a game rather than all the CG stuff we've been seeing.
Hmm.
Which is not necessarily CG is bad. It's just and it has greatly improved since Sonic Adventure One.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, there's one thing we could say about the Sonic games since they've gone to 3D that the CG work has always been arguably been getting progressively better as the time has gone on.
Unleashed is still the best fucking cutscene in any
Yeah,
game
Unleashed
ever.
again. I mean, everybody's attitude on Unleashed was like, "Oh my god, they've done Pixar with this."
Even the in-game animation was fucking awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, it's still a very beautiful looking game. Even when you look at it from a technical side, there's yeah, you can say one or two things haven't held up, but just from an aesthetic point of view, it's a beauty to look at.
Sega, please do a collection of Unleashed Colors and Generations for for
The
4K
HD collection.
for 4K resolution.
Yeah,
Please.
well, give them a few more time. Giving them a few more years, maybe. But
No, now what fucking now?
oh, you want it now? Ooh.
Now!
No, don't you realize this is how all this shit happens? We ask it for now and it ends up broken.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Sorry.
Well, still speaking of 2D animation in style of Sonic CD, Naruto Oshima has been uploading quite a few archived images.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, like you said, we live in the age now with social media and Tumblr, and boy, this guy's gone right into it.
Yeah, he has his own original works he has, like with Sonic and Knights, but he has uploaded actual animation cells of Sonic CD.
Yeah. And it's funny because again, I would have assumed those were stuff that would have been lost to time, or whether Sega has it in a vault somewhere that they would never open unless they gone bankrupt or whatever.
I doubt they would go bankrupt.
Yeah, but you know, attitudes people have at Sega is like they should just not be working anymore, you know, type of it. But anyway, the point is that we would. It's again weird to think that we're actually getting to see the actual cells of this stuff because, like I said, the 2D work they did for CD is still amazing. I mean, remember this is the first time when Sonic was pretty much probably done in 2D. I mean, we had the Deep cartoons as well, but this was the first time. Let's take the Sonic we know and we made, and let's translate into animation.
Yeah, and that believe me, when I first saw Sonic CD on the Mega CD, it's like 2D animation. Holy fucking shit! It's a cartoon. It's an
Yeah.
actual cartoon that's not made by Deke.
Yeah. Although we had to wait a few years before we can see it properly uncompressed as well.
Uncompressed and full motion, full screen, and with the of other bits of animation that were missing.
Yeah, exactly as well, because there were the test pencil animations that were hanging around for a bit.
Yeah, so we finally have a look at them, and seriously, Naruto, where the hell you put these? There's the cells. There's a lot of Nintendo Direct stuff above this for some reason.
Yeah.
All I can say is I want these fucking cells on my wall.
Yeah, well, who wouldn't? Again, it's funny because we actually started doing item box actually because I found out about the whole production art from Deke's archives and the fact that, well, kind of weirdly, here we are now talking about this stuff. But yeah, it's funny because again, I know this from experience. I have a cell of Danger Mouse, a character sheet cell, in which the person I got it off from was a lady who used to work at Cosgrove Law, and I asked her, "How did you get it out of the studio?" And she said, "I just took it. They didn't want it anymore, so I just took it home with me." It's like once the project's done, it's like, "Do you want it? Nah, you? All right." So again, that's kind of the reason why we get these stories of I had this thing in my basement for 30 years and didn't think anything would be worth it, but hey, apparently people are still interested in it.
Oh, of course there would be. There's collectors out there who would want anything that has historic symbolism to them.
Exactly, yeah.
Like again, like I wouldn't mind having an official cell from this animation.
hmm And again, I'm pretty sure I did notice on one of them, if you see very carefully, there's a reflection of the scene where he's saving Amy at the very end of the game. So clearly he's still got a few more that we haven't probably seen yet.
Yeah, probably maybe a few more seconds of animation that wasn't in the final game.
Exactly, yeah. Because again, as you know, you do all this work and all that ends up is what works for the finished product. All the other stuff has to be cut out for time or just for sake of pacing, if it's on television in case.
Which it wasn't.
Yeah, but again, part of it feels like I wish it was. And again, it's funny because this sort of was after this, we got the two-part OVA animation that we got of Sonic the Hedgehog. And in many ways, that's kind of like this is the precursor to that.
Yeah.
And it is funny to see. So again, this attitude of, like we said, the reason we bring this up is because he's been uploading these images recently, which we think, oh, he's just doing it for fun. But now this thing's popped out of nowhere, this whole Mania intro maybe type thing. It does make you wonder, is he hinting towards it? Is it just coincidence? And if anything, it's the best timing of, making people interested in CD, which, let's be fair, Mania is trying to be like, we want to be the follow-up to that game.
Yeah, but going back to Mania in certain news, even though the Cels, again, I fucking want put them on eBay. I'll spend up to about $500 and get that fucking thing. They're mine, or at least one of them. I want the one looking up or in a stance at the very end of the ending cutscene.
Exactly.
But going back to Mania, two little bits of news. I forgot what the first one was. The first one is this. I remember now. The first one was that they are going for a certain style that is above Sonic 3 but below the Sega Saturn.
I mean, that was that's what he told me at Summer Sonic was that basically this is imagine what a Saturn game of Sonic would be on in 2D.
Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, so it's below a Saturn, so everyone goes, 32X? Because we have Knuckles Chaotix, and it doesn't look anything like that.
No, again, that's basically saying, how crappy do you want it to look, and how crappy do you want it to run? Which I don't think we want it to.
I mean, Knuckles Chaotix is not the best looking game, and even if it was, there's color everywhere, just saturated with color. It's ridiculous.
It is it's the rainbow color of madness.
And another little thing, very small news, is that when people pre-ordered the collector's edition of Sonic Mania, Amazon gave them a date of September. But we were told it was delayed till the summer rather than the spring it was told in the trailer.
Yeah.
Turns out, according to Aaron Webber, in a tweet, he confirmed that that is a placeholder and is not the real date, and the summer is still the quarter summer is still the
target.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this has kind of been the whole attitude, particularly with Mania, because obviously, like we said, we had the conference earlier saying it is still coming out this year, because if they did say it's not coming out until early of next year, I think people just really would have been, fuck this. So
it would be, fuck this, or it better well make my console dispense ice cream.
Might as well do. Or might as well make a working Mega Drive with the Sonic Fuzzy statue.
Hell, you might as well print money. Like, I pay for it, pay me back for playing the damn thing.
Yeah. But again, it's funny that, again, we've now gotten to a point now where we look at online retailers sort of constantly giving out, it may be coming out here, maybe coming out then. And it's funny because sometimes we have to wait for a while before we get the official word of, is that true or is that just bullshit?
All right, now we look at everything at bullshit until we get an actual confirmation from the horse's mouth.
Again, I'm still expecting both Forces and Mania that they'll probably give out the proper dates of these games then, or at least we'll get more of a confirming of They will be coming out in, as you said, midsummer and maybe mid-November or something like that.
So, Rosses did say it was going to come out after Sonic Mania. So looking forward to it. And again, with Sonic Forces, we've got to say we're looking forward to that because we're nuts.
Because apparently the Sonic fan bases are crazy, as we are. Although I like to think us two and a few other people we know are the more sane part of it. You know, I always like to think this show is for the sane fans that just want to hear people just chatting and, you know, talking bullshit at times, whether we're joking or not. You decide. And just really just have a bit of fun, because at the end of the day, that's why we enjoy this thing. You know, if we had no fun with this, then I probably might do skydiving instead.
I would never do skydiving.
Well, it depends.
You wouldn't get me on the fucking plane.
Well, it depends, really. It depends how extreme you want to go with your hobbies.
Dirt bike racing.
I prefer go-karting, but either way, maybe, who knows? Maybe if we ever meet again, let's do dirt biking and go-karting. Let's see who wins.
Yeah.